Hey, everybody, welcome into another edition of the Inside Nebraska Recruiting Podcast. My name is Zack Carpenter. I'm the publisher of Inside Nebraska. And as you can tell, I'm wearing a suit because I am at a wedding in Chicago right now, but I stepped out for a little bit for this basketball edition of the show, of the recruiting podcast. We are welcoming in 2023 point guard Chase Clemmons, a three-star point guard out of Greenville, South Carolina, who he committed to Nebraska on Friday, a little less than 48 hours ago by the time you're hearing this show. And I want to catch up with him and welcome him on to talk about why he committed and plenty more. So we're going to welcome him on now. All right, Chase Clemmons, welcome in. Thanks for joining us, man.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Chase, you committed on Friday, just by the time this airs, like a little less than 48 hours ago. So, I mean, what have the past 48 hours been like? I mean, your phone blowing up, you gained a bunch of followers on Instagram and Twitter for the Nebraska fan base.
Yes, my phone's been going crazy. So I'm getting a lot of love from Nebraska fans, just fans in general. Yeah, social media is kind of crazy right now. Gained about 1,000 followers since then. And then there's a lot of interviews. Just a lot of people want a piece of me, you know? But yeah, I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah, throughout your entire recruitment, I'm sure you're doing a bunch of interviews, like where are you going, where are your top schools and everything. Did you think that you're going to have even more after you committed, or did you think like, all right, it would slow down a little bit?
I kind of thought it would slow down a little bit, but it's still getting the same questions over and over again. But it's just a process. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, man. And I mean, this is kind of the first time we've talked over the phone or over Zoom, and we were messaging back and forth a little bit. But I just kind of want to get like sort of a little recap of your recruitment, where things turned right for Nebraska. I mean, so first off, I mean, just kind of tell me, I love asking after players commit, like, was there a turning point in your recruitment where you started to like kind of say, all right, I'm starting to see that Nebraska is home. Was there a turning point for you?
Yeah, it was kind of like as me and Coach Hoiberg were talking, it was like the relationship kept growing and growing, and I was like, yeah, this is different. And then just that relationship, I just think it was that time. So yeah, we talked over the phone a couple of times the past 2 weeks. So that was the turning point for sure.
Yeah, and I've been saying this, I've been covering recruiting for years now, and I always say comfort relationships. That's the number one most important thing in any recruitment.
Especially because I'm a family type person anyway, so just having a relationship with a coach is just everything to me.
Yeah, and then beyond the relationships, I mean, you got to bring something to either the football field or the basketball court, right? And the program you pick has to have the same thing. They have to have something to offer you. So what, in the end, why basketball-wise, why was Nebraska the right fit for you?
I just think it's somewhere I can thrive and play my game. And I feel like I can just succeed in the program just the way they play. I like to play up-tempo, fast breaks. I read the defense well. So I just think that's what I can bring to the table in Nebraska.
Yeah, man. I mean, with that skill set, I mean, you're more of a true point guard, right? I mean, you're floor general, that type of deal. And I think Nebraska is kind of in need of that. Fred Hoiberg's in need of that type of player that you provide. What's sort of Coach Hoiberg's vision for you as far as how he wants to utilize you, and where does he see your career, I guess, going?
Like you said, I consider myself like a true point guard, of course. And then Coach Hoiberg just telling me you're the coach on the floor, basically. So you have to lead a team, and that's facilitating, communicating with your players, encouraging them. So that I think is a big deal. But if Coach Hoiberg needs to score, I can score at a very high level, and I can do that. Whatever he needs me to do to win. I play defense, everything. So.
Yeah, and you don't know this about me. I was waiting for the podcast. I'm a point guard. I'm a 5'7" point guard. I used to play. I was a starter in high school, and I was a pass first point guard. I was a below the rim player, and I was the floor general and everything. And I still carry that over in pickup hoops and everything.
That's good.
So, in your opinion, what's better, like a no look pass, like getting 10 assists, or like just starting like knocking down like 4 straight threes? Which one would you prefer? Which gets you a little more juice?
I don't know. I like passing. I just like passing. I like seeing my teammates happy. Like me feeding the ball and then just scoring, like that's where I gain my energy from. So like you
All
said,
right.
like a no look, I do a lot of behind the back passes, so that's probably what it is.
So you do the flashy stuff, huh?
Sometimes I got to be in the moment, you know.
Right. You gotta have teammates you trust, man. I mean, you have to have teammates you trust to knock the ball down, right? So, I mean, how do you? What are some of the best relationships you have with Nebraska's current team? That, or how do you? Who are some of the guys that you feel like you could play with pretty well over there?
Like as of this past year, I liked CJ Wiltshire. The way he can knock down the three was good. Of course Trey and Bryce, but I really like the Alonzo Verge game. I really like his game. Sure.
Yeah, and obviously a couple guys that games you like, and we keep talking about relationships. You had Trey and Bryce McGowen. Those are two guys you've talked about a lot about how tight you are with them, but sort of fill us in. I mean, how close are you with those guys? How far do you go back? Yeah, just sort of give us some background on your relationship with those two guys.
We go back pretty far. Like when I was like maybe 7, they used to bully me actually. They used to bully me. So that just made me tougher, I feel like. And then during COVID, like that COVID year, Trey actually stayed with me that whole summer. We just worked out 3, 4 times a day. So I give props to Trey. Like he actually improved my game, like going against somebody like that. And we were going against pros every single day. So that just kind of helped improve both of our games.
Yeah, when they were bowling you back then, I mean, did you ever consider like maybe this isn't for me? Like maybe I should step back from basketball? Or was
Nah,
it that bad?
you just got to take it. You just got to take that, especially when they're 3, 4 years older than me. You got to take it.
Yeah, and then going back to the COVID, I mean, was that sort of when things started setting in for you? I mean, what did you learn during that time when you were working out with them as far as what you brought to the table as a basketball player?
It kind of built my work ethic up for sure. Like just like there was no gyms open. There was only maybe 2 gyms open in Atlanta, and then one of the gyms is my dad runs. So we were getting there every day, late nights, early mornings. We trained with me and Trey trained with Tony Doe that whole summer. So I think it just helped me on my work ethic for sure. Like I never went 4 3 days, 3 days.
So that's sort of when you started realizing like, all right, I've got something here. I mean,
Yeah, that was the turning point. I was like, yeah, I can really do this.
yeah, and then looking back at your recruitment, I mean, I'm looking through your offer sheet. You got Alabama, Georgetown, Georgia, Memphis. I mean, I know Auburn had some interest. I mean, was there like a surreal moment? Like, I can't believe like Penny Hardaway's looking at me. I mean, what were those moments like to be like, I don't know, like I made it?
Nah, it wasn't like that, but I just knew like the work I put in. I think it just paid off. It all paid off, but it was kind of surreal, like you said, like being on the phone with Penny Hardaway. Like that was crazy. They were just calling me, getting the calls like every day from a different coach, different program every day was just it was good. It was a good learning experience for sure. I
Yeah,
would
well,
never take it for granted.
yeah, that's all behind you now. You're committed to Nebraska. You're the first commitment in the class of 2023 for them. I mean, yeah, what's next for you as far as just development goes? I mean, what do you need to work on before you get to Lincoln?
I think I want to prove myself more of a winner, so I'm trying to get a state championship this year to end my senior season for sure. That's the biggest thing.
I mean,
And then they're
what's
gonna lead in a state for a state championship for sure.
I mean, what's that going to take? Do you have to average like 30 points? I mean, is it like more like you got to be like that true point guard we were talking about earlier, where you kind of divvy the love up?
No, I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest, for me. I think sometimes some games gonna be like I need to get him involved. And sometimes it's gonna be my night and I might go off 30, 40 points. So
What's your career high? What's the most points you ever put up in a varsity high school game?
um I scored 50. I know that. I scored 50. That was my career high. And then my first game as a freshman, I scored 45.
Your first varsity game?
My first game, I scored 45 points. And the next game I had 35.
So after you put up 45, are you thinking like, man, I'm all that. I'm going to be a 5-star going to over. I might go first round.
No, I definitely was hyped. Definitely was hyped after that.
Yeah, man. So last question for you is, I'm not sure if you're comfortable being a peer recruiter or anything like that. I mean, you're the first commitment in the class, so you're kind of the face of the class right now.
Yeah.
So who are some of the guys that you're going after to try and land? Who are some of the guys you're closest with as we kind of go forward here in the rest of the recruiting cycle?
I haven't really got into it yet, but now that I've committed, I guess I have to kind of put my recruiting hat on. So that's in the works. But as of right now, no one right now, but I definitely gonna start talking to some people for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh for you. I mean, you just
Yeah.
committed less than 48 hours ago, so now the dust is settled. So now it's time to put in some more work once the celebration is over, right?
Just learn, never satisfied, never satisfied.
Well, all right, Chase. Like I said, I didn't want to keep you more than like 10, 12 minutes. So I think that's all I have for you. But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and we'll be following along with the rest of your Nebraska recruitment as we keep going forward here.
Of course, I appreciate you.